Morning guys. Excuse the state of me this morning. I haven't really got ready yet for the day. It's 7:20. I just wanted to come on and do a brief sort of taking my medication for the first time for my newly diagnosed ADHD. As I said in my last video, I'd gone through all of the physical health things. My prescriptions come through, so today's the day where we start. So expectations, it's a really low dose, so I'm not expecting sort of to feel completely different today. I'm a little bit worried there are some side effects on there that I'm trying not to dwell on too much, but I am really looking forward to starting it and hopefully having read and seen some stuff online about it. Hopefully it'll make me a little bit more focused and a little less sort of a million tabs open and don't know what to do first. So fingers crossed. So here goes, guys. First dose. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so that's the first tablet taken. What I'll probably do now is check in with you guys in a few hours, see if I've noticed any difference in how I feel or my sort of behaviour or my rituals or whatever, and obviously see if there's any side effects. So yeah, I hope you're all well. I'll check in with you in a few hours. Thank you. Bye. Hi guys. Well, it's a few hours later. Well, actually, it's just before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I just wanted to give you a sort of a brief overview of how this first day has been taking these new meds. I'm not sure whether I said in my first video, but it's methylphenidate that I was prescribed by the doctors. A very, very low dose of 10 milligrams to start off with. I was a little bit dubious this morning when I took it. I don't know what I was expecting to expect, to be honest, but I don't know whether it's a placebo thing or whether it's a real thing. I think having taken it for a few days, in a few days' time, perhaps I will notice a huge difference. But I felt like I've had more energy today. I felt like I've been able to focus a little bit more on getting stuff done. I've done a bit more around the house than I maybe usually would. And mood-wise, I feel like I've been a bit more on an even keel. It's hard to say because I've been home alone because hubby's been in the office and the little one's been in school, so I haven't had a lot of sort of interactions with everybody, but I feel quite calm and quite level today. But I think if I maybe do this every few days, maybe at day 3 again, and we can compare whether there's been a difference, and then maybe I'll end it after a week and I can do a bit more of a an overall thing of how my first week has been. All in all, positive. I haven't felt any side effects, although I do feel like I'm flagging a little bit now, but I don't know whether that's because I've been flat out busy all day. The noise in my mind seems to have quietened down a bit. I still feel like I've got 10 tabs open, but I don't feel that it's as erratic as it has been, and probably only one song playing instead of 5 sort of merging into one at a time. So I think I can probably say that it's been positive for the last almost 8 hours. I've took it at 7:20, so I'm not sure how long it takes, because I know it sort of takes a while to get you to the even place and then it evens out in the evening. So I don't know how long that evening out and sort of the calming of it down and coming out of your system in the evening takes. So like I say, perhaps we'll have a look at it again. I'll pick the camera up again on day 3 and maybe the evening of day 3, just to see how my first 3 days have been. So fingers crossed, all is good from the first day. Let's see what the rest of the week's got to do. Thanks. Good morning guys. I just wanted to come on day 3 and just let you know how my first 3 days of taking my new medication has been. All in all, a really positive experience so far. I just feel more positive. I feel more motivated to do things. I'm under no illusions that it's going to fix everything. I still have all of my sort of physical health issues, like my headaches and things to contend with, and my dizziness and stuff. So I am taking things at a slow pace. However, I feel like my sort of general overall outlook is brighter. I feel like I'm taking care of myself a bit better, both mentally and physically too. I believe my family have noticed a difference in me. Maybe 3 days isn't long enough to judge it. Perhaps we'll have a look now on day 7 and see if there's been any sort of marked huge differences, but there's definitely a bit more go in me than there was. The noise in my mind is still there. That hasn't completely gone away. I know I haven't spoken too much to you guys about what traits of ADHD I've been struggling with the most, and things that I didn't even realise were ADHD for years, but I may go into that actually in more detail in another video if that's something you'd like to see, because it was definitely things there that I didn't even realise were ADHD. I just thought everybody did it, but clearly not. I haven't seen a huge difference in, like I say, the noise in the constant chatter in my mind. What I have noticed that has been quite remarkable for me is my self-talk that's in my mind has always been very negative. I'm always sort of giving myself a hard time. You could have done this better, you should have done that, you shouldn't have said no to that, you know, that person's disappointed in you. I can probably count on one hand how many times I've said that to myself in 3 days, which is, you know, for 46 years of my life, that's the only thing I've thought in my mind is, you know, nobody likes you and you're disappointing everybody and you can't do anything right kind of thing. So that has been a huge revelation to me. Physically, like I say, with my other ailments, I have noticed a huge amount of difference. Other than that, I just seem to have more energy. I still can't do loads because of my dizziness and things, but I am at least more motivated to try and to start to get things done. Another one of my things, again, which I'll go into in more detail, is ruminating. I'm terrible for thinking I need to do this, or I'm sitting in a room and I think I need that over there, I need to go move that up to there, and but just finding the motivation and the will to do it. But I've thought things this week, and I've actually, on the last 3 days, and I've actually done what I needed to do, and I've done that, so it hasn't been that constant chatter in my mind. So fingers crossed, day 3, really, really positive. I'm hoping for more of the same. I don't know whether, perhaps I need to speak to my psychiatrist about it, but I don't know. I don't think this medication sort of builds up over time and I'm going to feel better over time for taking it for a longer period. I just think it goes into your system, works for the day, and then comes out of your system so you can sleep at night. Oh, the other thing I wanted to mention was, of an evening, I have been absolutely shattered by 9 o'clock and wanted to go to bed. And that's like unheard of for me. I like to go to bed pretty early, 10:30 maybe. But then I read for a while, a physical book, and then I use an audio book to go to sleep. And that could be playing for an hour and a half and I'm still wide awake. Whereas the last 2 nights, hopefully it'll be the same tonight on night 3, I feel like I've listened to my audiobook for 15 minutes. It hasn't even got to the 45 minutes that I put the timer on for, and I'm sleeping, and I've stayed asleep, which is really, really unusual for me, because I normally been down like a yo-yo and tossing and turning and stuff. So sleep-wise, I feel so much better. I don't know why I feel so tired though of an evening. Maybe it's because I'm doing a bit more, or maybe it's because of the medication, who knows. But when I have a review after taking it for a month now with my psychiatrist, I'll definitely speak to him about that, and I'll let you guys know if that's a thing, because I mean, if I can try and help my sleep as well, that would be just tremendous. So overall, day 3, excellent, really, really positive with the last 3 days. Fingers crossed it'll carry on like this. So yeah, I'll speak to you again on probably day 7 now, and we can do a sort of a week overview of how everything has been. So yeah, fingers crossed for more of the same, and thank you very much again for watching, and I'll see you in the next clip. Thanks, bye. Good morning, it's day 7. Now, what a week it has been. I have done more for myself in this last week than I have for more than 10 years. To say that this medication has played a huge part in how I feel about myself and how I think about myself and how I have been talking in my own mind about myself more positively is just, it's really hard to put it into words. I don't think the dosage is high enough for the moment. However, it's not for me to judge that, I don't suppose. My motivation is dramatically changed. Even if I haven't physically been able to do it because of my health conditions, my motivation of wanting to get it done rather than procrastinating and ruminating and not wanting to do it, which is what I was like before, is a remarkable difference. I've had a few comments from people who have known me for a while saying that they can see a difference in me. Now, I don't know whether that's obviously to do with the weight loss as well, but I don't think this medication could have come at a better time for me, really, because with the weight loss, with me feeling better about myself in a physical sense, maybe not in a health sense quite yet, but definitely in a physical sense, people are starting to notice the difference in me, the difference in how I'm taking more care of myself, I suppose. I'm still struggling a little bit, having been to a couple of social events in the last week to do with my daughter's school. It's been a little bit difficult trying to get rid of that don't interrupt people in my mind. You shouldn't do that. People are trying to tell you stuff. You haven't got to put your 2 pence worth in all the time. But I haven't given myself so much of a hard time at the end of those conversations, because I think to myself, well, this is the person that I am. If you don't like what I've got to say, then next time we're in a room together, maybe we shouldn't speak. But I've had the most amazing interactions with various people that I've known through the whole of my child's primary school education, and for them to make comments saying how well I look and things is just tremendous. So like I say, it's hard to say whether it's down to the medication or the weight loss and the surgery. I don't know, but I'll take it whichever way it's meant. I feel like I've become such a better role model for my child. Having a daughter has always fret with issues around weighing and food and all those kinds of things, and I've tried to shelter her from that as much as I can. But for her to say that I feel different when I cuddle her, or I don't feel as snappy, that I feel more calm, I think calm is the word that she used, is just a really nice thing. So it's hard to tell really which parts of that is weight loss and which is the medication. I'm really excited to continue taking it. I'm really excited to go back to the psychiatrist and see what he has to say with regard to whether I can increase the dose, whether I should have seen more of a change or less of a change. It'll also be interesting to see whether I stay at this level or whether over time, over the month, then I start to feel better within my own sort of mind. That'll be interesting to see, but I think I'm gonna do this short video and keep this first week quite short, and then I don't know, it depends on what you guys think, I suppose, really, as to how often you'd like to see the change. Maybe I won't do another one if and unless my symptoms or side effects change, or they change the dose, and then in which I can give you more of an in-depth video on how how it's affected me really, and what differences I see, because I know everybody's sort of traits of ADHD are different, so I just want to see what it's like for me, and if you suffer with the same or struggle with the same things, like the noise in the mind and the million tabs open and the 5 songs playing all at once is one of your things, maybe I can compare it with that. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to do that video that I spoke about. I think it was either on day 1 or day 3, I can't remember which part of the video I said, about what surprised me, about what the ailments that I was, traits I was suffering with, I always thought were normal part of life, but clearly they are ADHD. So maybe I'll do like a 5 ADHD symptoms I didn't realise were ADHD video or something. So, or if you guys can think of anything that you want to have more information on of how things are affected me or have affected me for 46 years, please let me know, because like I say, we're all different, and I'd like to sort of do a range of various different things for you guys to make you guys more aware of stuff. So this week has been a huge relief. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't have very high expectations. My wants were high. I wanted all the noise to go and all, for me to be fixed. But obviously, that may take time, but it may not be completely fixed ever. So it's just a matter of speaking to them again and seeing if the levels are correct and things, and going from there. But if this week is anything to go by, and if anybody's on the fence, not that I'm here to tell you that medication is the choice for you, then all I can say is that I haven't had, other than feeling sleepy in the afternoon, I haven't had any ill sort of side effects of nausea or anything like that. Each of the medications may be different, so I don't want to list off a load of side effects on here that are common with the branded version of the medication that I've been given, so I don't really want to do that and put things in people's minds. But the only thing I can notice as a difference, although it isn't on my list, is the tiredness of an evening. But that could be just because, like I say, I've been doing a bit more than physically than I have before. So all being good, it'll carry on the way it's going, and yeah, I want to do that video and then maybe do a video after that, then explaining what happened with the psychiatrist, how the review of the first month or so has gone, and to see whether they've increased it or whether he's happy with how my symptoms seem to have eased a little bit. So if you've really liked this video, please give it a like. I love having comments from you guys. The comments on the last video have been absolutely tremendous. The heartfelt things that I've heard from people that I know personally, people that have had neurodivergent diagnosis recently, or that have been waiting a huge amount of time to get some help. This is what I wanted when I thought about this initially, because like I said in the first video, I'm not the one to share publicly about my personal stuff. I do overshare some things, but not this kind of thing. This is what I wanted from it. This was my aim, and I know how useful it has been to watch other people talk about their traits, because I never even knew that they were a thing associated with ADHD. I just thought it was something that everybody did. So the more information that we can share, like I said in the last one, knowledge is power, and I think the more we can help each other, the better. So if you guys have got any suggestions on anything more you'd like to know, if you want me to go more in depth after this video comes out on any of my other things that I'm dealing with, I'm more than happy to share that. At the moment, I'm trying to keep my close family out of these videos a second. My little one is keen to be part of them at some point, but I may keep that for sort of studio vlog stuff rather than these sort of ADHD and bariatric surgery lifestyle parts of the channel. So maybe I'll introduce her later on in the studio vlog, but I'm just trying to keep that private and personal for a sec. I hope we can understand that. But like I say, please like it, please share it, please subscribe if you're enjoying it. It really does help, and obviously the more people it can be shared with across both YouTube and social media, the better, because more people will get to see it, and perhaps people can relate to what we go through. So like I say, I really appreciated the comments in the first video, were just incredible, and they still keep coming in sort of on a daily basis, which is really nice. And I, like I say, I do appreciate that. And all of your time watching these videos. Hopefully this one won't be as long as the ADHD or the bariatric surgery ones, but I just want to try and get as much information in as I can and be as sort of authentic and genuine as I can in these, because I think it's just really important that, you know, if we're going to share something, that you see the good and the bad of it. So yeah, and I'll see you in the next one. The next one will be sort of the traits that I didn't know were ADHD, so please keep an eye out for that. I don't know how soon that will come out, probably in the next week or so, I would imagine. And I look forward to seeing you guys there in the next video. So as always, take care of yourselves. I know how it feels, and embrace your difference and make it count every day. Thanks guys. Bye.